Hey guys, so today we're going to learn about scatter plots, and scatter plots are really cool, okay, because it shows us the relationship between two variables and what kind of relationship they have. Okay, there is three different kinds of relationships. The first one is going to be a positive relationship, and if we have a table of data, okay, a table of points, and we go and we plot them, okay, if it's a positive relationship between the two, okay, it's going to go in a positive direction and your slope is going to be positive. Okay? So this is when both variables either increase or both decrease. Okay? It's going to give you a positive. An example of two variables that have a positive relationship, if we plot it on the scatter plot, is the longer hair you have, the more shampoo you're going to use. So the longer hair, the more shampoo. Okay, the less hair, the less shampoo you use. Okay, do you see how it goes both directions? So if you were in class, okay, and we went around the whole room and we measured everyone's hair, how long it is, and then measured how much shampoo they use, okay, and we go and we plot that data on the plot, okay, it's going to give us a positive correlation, a positive relationship. It's going to look like this. Okay. The second kind of relationship is a negative relationship. This is when, as one variable increases, okay, the other one is going to decrease. So an example would be the weather. Okay, the colder it gets, the less AC you're going to use. Okay, so the colder it is outside, the less AC you're going to use. Okay, one's going up, one's going down. They do correlate. They do have a relationship. However, it's just a negative relationship. Okay, and I'm going to have a negative slope with this. Okay, so that's as one increases, the other one's going to decrease. Like the colder it is, the less AC you're going to use. Okay. And a lot of businesses use data. Okay, they use scatter plots and trend lines and all this stuff to see if there's some kind of relationship in the cells. Okay, so you do use this, okay, in the future. Okay, you probably will. The third one is no relationship. Okay, there is no relationship whatsoever. Okay, they don't correlate. One doesn't cause the other. It's just everywhere. And when you plot those points, you're going to get a graph that looks like this. Okay, it's just the points are going to be scattered everywhere. Okay, an example of this would be your shoe size and your salary. Okay, your shoe size does not correlate. Okay, there's no relationship between your shoe size and your salary. If there was, then I'll probably be rich. Okay, if you count a size 9 as being a large shoe size. Okay, but I'm not rich, but I'm happy anyway, so it's fine. But anyway, there is no relationship between your salary and your shoe size. So scatter plot shows us the relationship, and it shows us if it's a strong relationship, okay? If there's a strong relationship, your dots are going to be close together like this, okay? However, if it's a weak relationship, okay, you're going to get something that looks like this. Your dots are not going to be as close together. They're going to be further apart. But all in all, okay, you can see how this is going to a positive direction. So this is going to be a weak positive. So you can see how strong the relationship is by looking at scatter plots also. Okay? And the same is true for the negative. Okay, if you have a weak negative, okay, it's going to look something like that. Okay, they're still going into the negative direction, however, they're not close together. So a line of best fit, okay, given a positive or negative correlation, it is possible to write a prediction equation. Okay, and this prediction equation is what it is. It's a prediction. Okay, it's not 100% accurate, but it says if the trend of dots keeps going like it is, okay, I can then make predictions in the future. And we're going to get more into that tomorrow. Today, we're just going to look at some graphs, and we're going to see if we can find the line of best fit, okay, just by looking at it. Tomorrow, we're going to use Desmos, we're going to use the calculator, and all that good stuff to be accurate. However, today we're just going to do some graphing. So example, the data in the graph below shows the resting heart rates and ages of a group of 20 people at the gym. Which line best represents the data? Okay, graph each line to justify your answer. So the first thing I want to do with these kind of problems is I want to look at it, okay, and I want to determine what kind of relationship this has. So what relationship do you think is between the age and your heart rate? Okay, it's going to be a negative correlation or relationship. Okay, and if it's a negative correlation, what kind of slope am I going to have? A negative slope. So I want to go down through all my answer choices to make sure that they're all negative. If they're positive, then I can go ahead and mark them as not being my answer. Okay, it saves time. So this is negative, negative, negative. Okay, y equals 50 is right down here. Okay, that does not even come close to being with the dots, so I'm going to go ahead and mark that one out. Okay, when you look at your line of best fit, you want it to go through the points, okay? You want it to go through the middle of it, okay? It's kind of like in averages, in between all the dots, okay? So let's graph. Okay, the first thing I want you to notice is that these are counting by fives, and up here is counting by fives also. Okay, so that is going to affect on how we graph. Okay, so what I'm going to do to make it easier is I'm going to multiply all my slopes, the top and bottom, by 10. Okay, so my slope for this one is going to be negative 20 over 30. Okay, and I can do that because these are the same thing. Okay, if I reduce this, I'm going to get negative 2/3. Okay, I'm just doing it this way, so it's easier to graph, and I'm going to do it for each one of these. Okay, so let's do line A. Okay, my slope is not my slope, y-intercept, and then my slope is negative 20 over 30. So I'm going to make sure you count by fives. 5, 10, 15, 20 over 230, which is right here. I'm going to graph, and I'm going to graph each one and see which one fits the best. Okay, this one kind of goes below because you want it in the middle. Okay, you can see how most of the points are above that line, so that is not the best line to use. Okay, so we're going to keep on looking. Now we're going to do line B. Okay, 75. And again, 10. My slope is 10 over 30, negative 10. So 5, 10, go to 30. Right here. Connect my dots. Ooh, that one looks pretty good, okay? But again, we're still going to graph all of them to make sure that that is the one that we're going to use. And now we're going to do line C. Again, it's 80. My slope is negative 10 over 30. Yeah, this one is way above. So my best answer, okay, the line of best fit for this set of points is going to be line B. Let's do number 1. Okay, again, the first thing I want to ask myself is what kind of relationship does this have? Okay, so looking at number 1, what kind of relationship does number 1 have? Okay, it's a negative correlation, which means I'm going to have what kind of slope? A negative slope. So I'm going to go ahead and mark out all the answers that have a positive slope. So now it's between these two. Okay, so I'm going to graph them and see which one is the best. Okay. This one doesn't really go with it, so let's try the second one and see if it's any better. Okay, and I might want another one, so I'm going to go and then I'm going to connect my points. Okay. And this one looks like it fits better. It's in between, so my answer is going to be D. Okay. And how I got this one up here was I just did the opposite. So this was negative. If I go down 3, I'm going to go up 3, and then I'm going to go to the left 5 to get that one. Okay. That's how I got the third point, but 2 points would have been good. Go down 3, okay, over 5. I mean, go down 5 over 3, excuse me. So my answer is D. I was looking at the wrong one. So let's do number 2. Okay, again, what kind of relationship does this have? Okay, positive. And what kind of slope am I going to have? Positive slope. So I'm going to mark out all my negatives, and then I'm going to graph these two and see which one's the best. And if you need help graphing, please let me know. I would love to work on that with you. Okay. That one looks pretty good, but again, we always want to make sure, because we want the best one. Okay, so the red is my best one, so A is going to be my answer. Okay, let's do number 3 together. Again, what kind of relationship does this have? Positive. So what kind of slope am I going to have? Positive slope. Okay, I'll mark out all my negatives, and now I'm going to graph A. Okay, I don't have a y-intercept here. Okay, it is 0, so plot my y-intercept at 0, up 4 over 1. Okay, connect my dots. And that one is not even close, so let's try this one. So again, my y-intercept is 0, up 1 over 4. And this one looks like it's going to be better. Yeah. Okay, so my answer is going to be C. Okay. So I want you to try to pause the video and try to do 4 through 6 on your own. Okay. And then when you get done, okay, play this video and see the answers. The only one I want you to be cautious on is 6. Okay, if you notice, this is not in slope-intercept form, it is in standard form. So to be able to do this one, you're going to need to convert each one of these to slope-intercept form and see, and then graph them and then see which one's the best. Okay. So let me know if you have any questions. Pause the video and then come back for the answers. Right, the answer to number 4 is B. The answer to 5 is C. And then the answer to 6 is D. I did not graph all these lines because I know the answers. However, you don't. So if I look at your notes, I better see all these lines graphed. Okay. But 6, the answer is D. Okay, if I convert this to D, convert it to slope-intercept form. Okay, here's the process. I wrote it out just in case you need a refresher. So then my answer is y equals 3/2 x minus 4. I'm going to graph this. Okay, and that is a pretty line that goes through all those points, and that is my answer. Okay, so for your independent work, you're going to have 2 questions. Okay, you can look at it kind of as an exit ticket. It's going to let me know if you understand this and if we can move on to tomorrow's stuff. So please complete those 2 problems. Let me know if you have any issues or any questions at all, and I'll be glad to answer them. Y'all have a great and wonderful Tuesday.